Have you ever looked at a house online, saw no pictures of the inside, and thought to yourself, I wonder what that house looks like? Today we are going to discuss purchasing a house that needs a lot of renovations, and it's not originally something that you can move right into. Before we get started, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and make sure that more people can see this video by sharing it with others. So you're looking at a house online, there's no pictures except for the exterior. You're wondering to yourself, what exactly is this house going to look like on the inside? Now, I can tell you right off the bat that this house is not going to look pretty on the inside, and I'll show some pictures of a recent listing that we had here. As you can see, when we don't put pictures of the inside of the house, there is a real reason why we do not do so. And that reason is because the house requires a lot of work, and we don't want to scare people off necessarily right off the bat. We'll allow their agents to contact us. We'll gladly send them pictures of the inside, but we don't want just anybody seeing these pictures on realtor.ca. And sometimes the clients are embarrassed of what the house might actually look like as well. So we have to take all of this into consideration. Now, there are a few things you need to consider if you're looking for a project like the pictures I've shown you. Now, it's going to require some elbow grease to get some of these houses into livable shape, but it's rarely just a little bit of elbow grease. A lot of the time, it's going to require some money and a lot of competent people. Have you ever taken on a project like what I'm talking about here? If you have, please, in the comment section below, let me know how your renovation went. Let me know if it was easier than you thought or if it was just a complete nightmare. Give everybody else an idea of what they are jumping into if they're jumping into a project. Now, the first thing you need to do if you're looking for a project property is you need to notify your agent that you are looking for something like this. If your agent does not work with clients who are taking on large projects, this is going to be a huge red flag for you to maybe have a discussion with them, see if they are the right fit for you above all else, and then you can move forward. If they are an agent who handles this type of property or this type of client, great. Then you need to move forward with a plan. This plan is going to require a few things, one of which is your agent finding areas with properties available for you to look at that are actually going to be good purchases. Not every house that requires a full renovation or possibly a tear down and rebuild is going to be in a great area or a good opportunity for you. There's always going to be competition when looking at these houses, especially the ones that are in great areas, because there's a lot of people who flip, people who renovate properties and turn them over into rentals for themselves or even into a great long-term home. Second thing you really need to consider is the money aspect. You may be able to finance the property itself through mortgage, but you can't finance the renovation costs that come along with it. So if the house requires $150,000 to $200,000 of renovations, you got to have this cash liquid. So you have to have this money readily available. This is not something the bank is going to allow you to mortgage, that's for sure. A house right now might feel like it's just a steal, but if you don't have this cash to complete the renovation, it's going to put you in a situation where you're just not going to be able to get those wheels turning and you're not going to be able to get that project started. Because once you start opening up walls, you're going to find things that are wrong or other things that you need to have fixed. So you need more cash than you might expect. Please let me know if you've ever heard of anybody doing a renovation on their house and spending less money than they were originally told by the contractors. I can wait here all day. I don't think I've ever heard it myself. So the other thing you do want to consider, now, contractors, of course, if you are using them, make sure you get a quote. Get this quote before you offer on the property. Have an idea of what the renovation on that property is going to cost, because at that point you can add up the value that you potentially might pay for the house plus your renovation cost, and your agent can tell you, is this even make any sense at all? Are you buying the house for $500, paying $300 for a renovation at $800,000? Is that even a realistic sale price for this type of house in the area? If it's not, it's going to be ultimately your decision. Is this a long-term buy? Are you hoping that the market goes up? Are you living here forever and you don't really care if your house is going to appreciate in value over time. If you don't care, if you're living there for a long time, just do that renovation, enjoy the house, and don't think about it. But if you're thinking about this more from a investment standpoint where you might want to sell it in the future and hopefully get your money back or make some money, you really need to add these numbers up and crunch them very, very closely, because renovations can get very costly. Now, you've crunched these numbers, you've sat down with your realtor, the numbers don't make sense based on the other properties that have actually sold that have been renovated like this. You might do a better job, you might do a worse job on your renovation, but at the end of the day, the market's only what it is at that specific time. So if it's going to take you 3, 4, 5 months to do a renovation, if you're tearing down a house, it's going to take you significantly longer. You need to understand that the numbers are what should dictate the purchase. So like previously stated, take a look really finely at these numbers with your agent, with your contractor. Sit down, look at your books, make sure you have the money to complete that worst case scenario. If there's more money required than you would have even imagined, make sure you can afford to do that renovation and make this house exactly what you want to make it. Lastly, reach out to somebody. Do you know somebody who has done a renovation like this, who has maybe done a complete build of a house? And if you do, have a conversation, see if they would do it again, see if it made any sense for them to do it. Maybe they will say that was the best thing that they possibly could have done, or maybe they will tell you that maybe you should hold off, maybe it's not the right decision for you. Always, always, always do your due diligence. Even if your agent tells you the numbers make sense, the contractor tells you that things line up, this is your price, you're going to have to take that leap of faith, because timing is always something that we can't control, whether it's inventory of a product, the market changing. We don't know what is going to happen in the future. So take everything that you can in, absorb all that information, and really come to a decision yourself with the best advisors by your side. If you're looking to renovate a property and any of this resonated with you, please once again subscribe to the channel right up here, and I look forward to providing you with more videos in the future. You're going to get 2 every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in